So this is David. He's going to tell us a little bit about Jhonstown, about what scale it is, where it's from, and roughly a few bits and pieces about the layout. If you'd like to go ahead, it's over to you.
Yeah, I mean, we built this layout about 15 years ago, Graham, and it's a fictional town in the Midlands on the border of the eastern region and the London Midland region.
Okay.
And is in fact that's in the area where I grew up.
Okay.
So the idea was that it gave us the opportunity to run a mixture of different locomotives.
Yeah.
It's also set in the era where steam is being phased out and diesel's being phased in.
Yeah.
So that was the whole basis of the project, and it was we built this layout at a time when my father passed away, and he was a train driver.
Okay.
And his name was John.
Oh, brilliant!
So that's Jhonstown.
That's where Jhonstown came from.
That's where Jhonstown came from.
Okay.
So that's the sort of basis of it. It's N-gauge, and why did we build it in N-gauge? Well, I'm an N-gauge modeler, and what we wanted to do was to be able to have an exhibition layout where we could run what you might call prototypical trains.
Yes.
For example,
proper length trains.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, for example, I mean, today we've got a set of HAAs on here, and that is a prototypical set as it would have run when they were introduced in 1965.
Right. Okay.
27.
Yeah. Brilliant.
So, I mean, one of the most difficult things we've found about this layout, because it's 18 foot long, is getting the board joints right. The joints between, because all this has to fit into estate cars.
Right. Okay. I get you. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, for example, the curbs are the two curves go in one estate car, and the rest of it goes in another.
Right. Okay.
But then, when you're setting it up to get the tracks lined up accurately, is the difficult thing.
Do you not use pins or anything like that to align the boards?
Well, we've recently rebuilt the fiddle yard. Okay. And now we've got clips and engineering dials. But we didn't have that 15 years ago. Right. So I think that's the difficult thing. And as I said a little bit earlier, the real to me the real interest in it is you can run big long trains. Yes. You're not just running a locomotive and two coaches or something like that.
Well, we're actually looking at trying to, the club themselves are actually looking at trying to do a 20-foot layout for that exact reason. Right. We want to run like proper prototypical N-gauge trains. I'm not an N-gauge modeler myself, but I am doing the N-gauge part of the club. Right. Because I'm more of an electronics expert in the club. And the N-gauge team haven't really got an electronics specialist sort of thing. So that's where I'm
a scenics and rail operations man.
So there you go.
So, but I mean, we're running 7 coach passengers today, and I mean we've got an infrastructure train on there. He's got about 12 on there. There's a steel train. I think he's got 12 bogie bolsters on there. So you get a lot of realism out of that.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think that's really probably as much as I can tell you about it, unless there's anything particularly
What would you say was the most difficult thing that you modelled on the layout, do you think? What do you think was the most hardest thing to get looking right?
Probably the balance of the buildings, and we've got industrial buildings over there,
and
factory,
the infrastructure and stuff like that.
and then the village at the back of it, the terraced houses. But since we built this layout, I've recently built a layout of in the Forest of Dean. Okay. And it's a forest.
It's just
and
a forest.
the most difficult thing getting that right was getting the trees right.
Yeah, I bet it was, because trees are one of the hardest things to model, I think. Because they're not. There's no scale, is there?
No.
There is no scale.
And there's no one colour either. No. You look at a piece of forest and it's green. But it's not one green.
But it's about 1,000 different greens.
Exactly. So that's been quite an interesting project as
definitely. Anyway, thanks for having a chat.
You're very welcome, sir.
And we'll catch you again.
Thanks for inviting us.
Cheers.